Cox 35, the Fairfax Sports Network is proud to bring you the state championship game, Division 6, and we are underway. Landstown, first drive of the game. They complete a pass up across the 50 out to the 47-yard line. It'll be a Landstown first down. Matt Fetters along with Pete Bendorf. And Pete, what can the Rams expect here from this Landstown offense?
Well, you got a wide open offense. They're going to throw the ball, no huddle, fast break on turf. Pretty exciting. Number 11, Percy Harvin, who just caught that little smash route there on a little corner route. It'll be an exciting afternoon. Real test for the Robinson defense.
Percy Harvin with 28 touchdowns in assorted ways here for the Landstown Eagles. He's just one of the many go-to guys for these Eagles. Back to pass on first down now, just over the outstretched hands of Damon McDaniel, one of their big receivers, and it falls incomplete.
Marcus Black, their quarterback, who wasn't projected to be the starter, in and filled in nicely. Done a great job getting it to all those skill guys that you'll get to know today.
As you read about the Eagles, the thing they keep mentioning is Coach Beatty's thick and complicated playbook. Something you don't see a whole lot of or mentioned a lot of in high school football.
I think we'll get the chance here as they come up under.
Black on 2nd and 10, straight ahead. The Rams are there, stuff him at the line.
Devion Simmons, who's a two-way player, the big fullback, is a recruit, outstanding player, nursing a sore shoulder there. It's somewhat complex, but really, because it's a no huddle a lot, it seems more complex than it is. And once you get a chance to really look at it, it's not that crazy of an offense.
Things all spread out for the Eagles. 3 receivers out to the left. Black looking in that direction. Got a man over the middle for the reception, and it'll be another. Nope. The Rams say he didn't hold on to it, and the official agrees.
Young man went very high to catch the ball there. Number 13 looked like Philip Wilson. It looks like, unfortunately, maybe hurt on the play. Caparelli supplying the hit. Hopefully, young man's okay. Just the wind knocked out of him.
There he gets up.
That was Philip Wilson who went up high to try to catch that ball.
They help Wilson off the field. That'll create some difficulties for the Eagles, and we ourselves are experiencing some technical difficulties, so this broadcast might not be as shiny and slick as our usual Fairfax Sports Network standards, but we're here to bring you the game, and we'll muddle through the best we can. We hope you enjoyed this one from the University of Richmond.
First punting situation.
Low, a wobbler, taken at the 15.
Nick Altamare.
Altamare gets it up across the 25 to about 27. Let's go down to Wynn Ellington, who's on the sideline. Wynn Ellington having a little trouble with his microphone, so we'll go back down to him as soon as they get that straightened out.
Well, Robinson handled the first opening salvo here by the Landstown Eagles. Let's see what they can do offensively.
1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line, we'll call it for the Rams. 10:09 to play here in the first quarter. Caparelli straight ahead up to the 29.
See the aggressive 2 big tackles in there for plugging those A gaps, and number 10, Devion Simmons, filling in from his backer spot to upend Caparelli.
24 touchdowns on the season for these Rams. The Rams this game 13-0, perfect season, as do the Landstown Eagles. Flags fly on the 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Devion Simmons just jumping up there, trying to create some havoc, bring some pressure. Unfortunately, stepped across that neutral zone in the high school. It's a penalty.
So that'll help out the Rams. Take them 5 yards up to the 34.
Little I formation, just a wrinkle that the Rams have put in for this game.
Everybody in tight for the Rams. Caparelli trying to go left. Makes his way to the line. He's got a first down and a handful more up across the 45 to the 48.
Again, just a wrinkle they put in. It's their base counter play, but it gives Caparelli a chance to get the ball heading straight down the field. Not going laterally as he gets the football. It gives him a little better view and a couple more angles to run. A nice pop there for about 15, 20 yards for Caparelli.
First and 10 for Robinson at their own 49-yard line, trying to get their first shot into Eagle territory. Here we go around the right side. Just inside the 50 to about the 48.
Karsten shaking off Percy Harbin there on that toss play. Again, it looks a little bit, Landstown looks a little bit confused lining up the multiple that Robinson will throw at him.
Maybe also a little opening jitters, although Landstown was in this game 1 year ago facing the Westfield Bulldogs.
Again, you got the trips formation, and they're flipping the strength to the tight end side. They have them outnumbered to the trips.
Two receivers way up there to the left-hand side, but they come back to the right. Caparelli to the 45.
Let's see if that continues, because that would be something that Robinson will take advantage of if they get that same look again here as they go the trips formation.
Third and 4 now for the Rams. 8:16 to play in the first quarter. No scorers yet. Winner takes home the Division VI state championship crown. Goff airs it out across the middle, falls incomplete. Nick Altamere, the intended receiver.
Matt Goff, extremely sharp through the playoffs, operating this Robinson Ram offense. Just misses a little bit wide.
So the Rams will kick it away for the first time this afternoon on 4th down.
Expect them to kick it away from number 11, Percy Harbin, down there in the field here.
Our second penalty flag of the game.
Again, the Landstown just kind of baiting the Rams offense there, seeing if they'll get some movement, and they were able to do it that time.
This one will march Golf Company back. Ball spotted right at the midfield stripe.
The wind, a little bit of about a 10-15 mile an hour wind in Goff's face here. So let's see if he gets off a pretty good punt into the wind.
Directly into Goff's face, coming from the right to the left of your screen. High snap. Goff does a good job coming down with it. A boomer down the left side, taken inside the 15. To get it to Harmon up the right side. He's got some room. Look out. There he goes.
It's always the danger when you try to kick away. There's still ways to get it to him. Executing the reverse that certainly Robinson was prepared for, but one of the things that is difficult is to adjust to the speed. Obviously, you got to see Percy. Outstanding speed. One of the top junior recruits in the country, taking it 85 yards for the first score here.
Lightning strikes for these Eagles on the board with 7:42 to play here in the first quarter.
You'd almost be better kicking the ball out of bounds. That way you know he doesn't get it.
After that, it's not such a bad idea. George Bonzel on for the point after for the Eagles. Kick is up and it is good. So it's 7:42 on the clock in the first quarter. Town 7, Robinson 0.
Certainly something Robinson had talked about all week, keeping the ball out of their play, especially Harbin, who we talked about at the beginning. You want to limit his number of touches. Obviously a great job of the coaching staff figuring ways to get him the ball, realizing that the ball is likely going to be kicked away. Got a nice block at the 50-yard line as he cut it back to midfield.
Well, and right there, a great example of one of the things that Coach Mark Bendorf had spoken about in his interviews this week, that he didn't know if the Rams had faced a team with this much speed and this much skill and ability and just raw talent. And right there was a great example of that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they handled the offense and defensive end of it, but there's always that third component, the special teams. And it's certainly when you get in that open field situation that you are concerned when you get such fine athletes as Landstown has.
When I was reading some of the write-ups for the results of the Landstown march through their end of the playoffs, a lot of the coaches they defeated mentioned how we knew what play was coming, we had guys there to stop them, but we just couldn't.
Right, and that's a little bit disheartening, I'll tell you. Better you can, but you know, when a kid's got speed and he's got ability, it's sometimes tough.
Well, now we'll see how the Northern Region champion Robinson Rams answer to this. High end-over-end kick all the way into the end zone, and that'll come out to the 20-yard line.
Little example of that nice breeze we got going there. It's a good kick that really kind of caught some of that jet stream and carried on out through the end zone. Let's see how Robinson responds to that big special teams play as they start their next possession here on the 20-yard line.
The bad news is you gave up a touchdown. The good news is you get the ball right back, and let's see what they can do from their own 20. 7:42 to play in the first quarter. Rams go left, get it up just shy of the 5-yard line.
4 yards. 2nd and 6.
Again, Coach Bendorf will script the first 15 to 20 plays of the game, and a lot of that he's trying to find out how they're going to defend him and how they're going to line up, so he'll run varying formations. Chance to get the ball to his playmakers, Caparelli.
2nd and 6 for Goff and company. 2 receivers way down to the bottom. They go straight ahead, up across the 25 to the 20 and a half.
Big Devion Simmons filling in from his linebacker spot and stopping the track. Bring up a 3rd down and 3.
For the Rams, tackle made by number 10, Devion Simmons.
Clock rolling along, 6:43 to play in the first period. 7-0 Landstown lead. Goff rolling, looking down the middle. Looking for Lucas Caparelli, a little too strong over his head.
That's just a waggle play where they'll send, not your typical waggle where they'll run the fullback out in the flat. They try to run Caparelli down the middle of the field. It's been a big play that Robinson's used during the season. Twice they were able to execute it on Oakton and one time against Centerville. But Landstown was not fooled on it. Their safety stayed in the middle of the field.
So again, the Rams back to punt. Let's see where Mr. Goff puts the ball this time. Nice spiral taken right at the 40. They're going to make sure, nope, they're going to fake it to Harmon, and the Rams are there. And they do. Fumble.
This one's going to be close. Let's see. Number 8 for Landstown, Thomas Cox. Johnny on the spot there, or Thomas on the spot, I guess we could say.
Eagles will start 1st and 10.
You know, it's funny, you get in that situation, you go, we ran the reverse and it was a touchdown, so let's fake it this time.
Right.
And sometimes you outcoach yourself. I think I'd put it in number 11's hands as much as I could.
So Marcus Black brings the black-shirted Landstown Eagles back out for their 2nd offense of the day.
Again, empty set, no backs in the backfield. It trips to the bottom and twins up to the top.
From their own 38-yard line. Man open across the right, gets up to the 45-yard line.
It's Damon McDaniels for the Eagles. Again, it's backyard football. That's toss sweep to them. They just try to get the ball out to their athletes and let them run. It's a very safe, high percentage play. Picks up 8 yards there on 1st down.
7 yards. 2nd and 3.
You've got that 7-point cushion. No need to try anything fancy just yet. 2nd and 3 now for Black. Harmon in motion. Here they come, trying to get around the left-hand side.
Again, McDaniels just jet sweep there to Harvin. Again, using him as a decoy, trying to get the defense to chase number 11 and pitch the ball back to Harvin. A couple of missed tackles there. It's a little bit uncharacteristic.
Enough for a 1st down for the Eagles. Now inside Ram territory. 32 to play in this ball game. Up 7-0 are the Eagles.
Interesting, a little tighter formation. A couple backs in the backfield this time. So multiple sets you'll get.
McDaniel the man in motion this time.
Option off the
They
pitch.
pitch out to McDaniel. Looks like he's going to pick up another 1st down for the Eagles.
You get the sense that Chris Beatty sits at home and drawing up plays there. Just he's obviously been thinking quite a bit there. Motion the pitch back there. Ball to Simmons and having him pitch to number 4 there, McDaniels, and it's a nice pickup. Very difficult to game plan for defensively.
Down to the Robinson 36, 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Stacked eye here. Again, multiple formations. You never get the same look.
Here they go around the left side with Harvin. He's got the corner. Also out of bounds inside.
Again, just a deep handoff. Let him use his speed to get to the outside. And he just sets up Matt Meichert with a little head and shoulder fake, and he's on the corner very quickly using that speed.
The Robinson 27 yards. 2nd and about 1.
High formation this time. And
to the right for Black. Simmons, right side. Powers his way down just inside the 20-yard line for another Landstown 1st down.
yeah, just the high formation play that basically everybody has in their playbook, and Simmons, the big back, pounded in the field there.
Just inside the red zone for the Eagles. Wind at their backs.
Harvin at quarterback now.
Switcheroo. McDaniel. Down to about the 11.
They got the Rams on their heels again by just shuttling personnel groupings, changing formations. This is when Landstown is at their best. Obviously, Robinson needs some flow.
This is new for this game, do you think?
Some of it is. Some of it, again, Harvin's in the quarterback. They've seen him play quarterback. This is not out of the ordinary. There's Devion Simmons, and the Rams stop him. Looks like it's going to be right at the 1st down marker. Stuff that you're prepared for and you can prepare. But when you get in the game and you start facing these kids that are much faster than your scout team kids, it takes on a whole different look. Conventional what they do.
Officials call a timeout for the measurement, so the clock stands at 3:43 to play here in the 1st quarter. A 7-0 Landstown lead.
You see a little bit of the effectiveness of the Landstown offense. We haven't seen anybody pretty much all year football effectively on Robinson. Certainly this is an effective drive as they come up just a little bit short of the 1st down. Something that Robinson adjust to, and I'm sure the coaches are scheming for that right now.
3rd and about a foot, just in nose of the football, just inside the 10-yard line. McDaniel and Harvin split way up to the top side for the Eagles. Black now quarterback.
30 short, expect him to give it to Simmons here.
Black straight ahead.
That shows you why I'm up in the booth here doing this. Base quarterback sneak, always a high percentage and safe.
And they do pick up the 1st down. 1st and 10, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Ninth play of this Eagle drive.
Black in at quarterback. Harvin here in motion. Looks like Simmons left a little bit early there from his halfback spot.
And there is a flag down.
You know, for most schools, a 5-yard penalty down there inside the 10-yard line is something that you get a little bit concerned about. For Landstown, as wide open as they are, I'm not sure that 5 yards means that much to them.
Taken back to the 13-yard line. 3:09 on the clock here in the 1st quarter.
Harvin back in at quarterback.
Stiff breeze right at the back of the Eagles as they head to the end zone.
Running the option with Harvin, letting him use his ability.
And he's in for a touchdown, Landstown.
Just an old single wing play with 2 people in the backfield. They buck, and then he's on the corner as the pitch man with McDaniel, or McDaniel's the pitch man, and again, just using his athleticism to outrun the secondary.
So both touchdowns today so far for the Eagles coming by the feet of Percy. Bonzalon for the point after. Wide right, so with 2:57 remaining in the first quarter, it's a 13-0 lead.
Very, very efficient drive by Landstown. We got to see a lot of their weapons and their skills that we talked about at the beginning.
Let's go down to Win Ellington on the sideline.
This game kind of reminds me of the start of last year's championship game between Landstown and Westfield. As you may recall, the Eagles got on the board first and really had the advantage in the beginning before Westfield was able to get into their ball game. Now we see Robinson on their heels early, and we'll see if they can wear down the Eagle defense just like Westfield did last year with the strong running game. Back up to the booth.
That's going to be the challenge for Robinson. Obviously, Westfield's had Eddie Royal, who was a big play guy, who made a couple big plays to get him back in the game. Robinson's a seasoned team, certainly been in this game many times before, and I don't expect the coach to think they'll stick with their game plan. It's still very, very early.
A quick 13-0 lead for the Landstown Eagles with 2:57 in the first quarter. Landstown, the Eastern Region champions.
Robert Ford kicking off for the Eagles.
High end over end, taken back at about the 6-yard line.
James Wallace for the Rams, returning it out to the 25-yard line.
Number 42, James Wallace takes it on the 7, moves the ball out.
Tackled by number 12, Antonio Gilchrist.
For the Rams.
The Rams will take over at their own.
Interesting thing, you probably couldn't see it on your TV screen. Number 11, Percy Harvin, is hanging back about 30 yards in case anything is there to be there to run it down.
And he definitely, as we've seen, has the speed to run it down. Straight ahead on first down for the Rams.
Yeah, just the midline option. Faking to the fullback, reading the tackle. Matt Goff pulls the ball and picks up a nice first down. Interesting there. They lined up with Percy, 2 receivers all by himself that time. They're committing 9 guys to the box.
To make it 2nd and 5. One receiver way out to the left-hand side. Caparelli. Gain of a couple.
Very contrasting styles. The patient Robinson trying to pound the ball, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, so to speak, and the wide open multi-scheme Eagles that we just saw this drive.
Whereas we're seeing up here 3 yards in a cloud of...
Actually, it feels really nice. It should be muddy, but this is a beautiful field here at University of Richmond.
I was going to say 3 yards in a cloud of burger smoke in front of us.
Yeah. Exactly.
So on 3rd down and short for the Rams. He's going to be just short.
Yeah, big stop here, and of course that brings up a punting situation, which always makes you, looks like they're going to go for him. And again, I think some of it is you don't want to put the ball back in their offense's hands. The danger, obviously, if you get stopped here on the short yardage, you give them the ball on a short. Got to have confidence, though.
Big 4th down play here for the Rams. They only need about a foot. Maybe they'll just try to draw the Eagles off sides, but here we go. Goff still on his feet. Looks like he got it.
You know what I think they had? There was just a lead keep. There was, I think, Simmons right there, the linebacker for Landstown, really plugged the play, and that was a great living by Goff to pick up the first down, because that could have spelled disaster for the Rams.
So the Rams are alive. Clock just inside 1 minute to play in the first quarter. They're down 13-0. Off on 1st and 10. Caparelli then gives back on the inside. Wrapped up quickly is Justin Brantley, I believe.
Number 58, Thomas Cox, from his defensive tackle, getting some penetration. A lot of upfield action here for the Landstown Eagles, and that usually plays right into Robinson's scheme.
Rams lose one on that play, make it 2nd and 11. Caparelli trying to go right, up across the 40. No, rather Karsten.
Karsten, just a buck sweep. Standard wing tee play. Pops up for a nice opening. If he kept his feet, he might have had a... And I think that's the one thing they've got to hang their hat on. If they're patient and they can pound the football a little bit, obviously they can get themselves right back in this ball game. That brings the end of the first quarter.
So at the end of one, it's 13-0 Landstown over the Robinson Rams. You're watching the Cox 35 Fairfax Sports Network Game of the Week, and we're proud to bring you the Division VI State Championship from the University of Richmond. Matt Fetters along with Pete Bendorf and Wynn Ellington. Robinson Rams, as we said, undefeated on the season, as are Landstown, but Robinson's through the playoffs. They started with Centerville. They were 14-9 victors over the Wildcats. Oakton, where they were 29-22 victors, and then last week a 41-0 drubbing of Hilton.
Yeah, that they really took advantage of, and obviously played extremely well. Lansdowne, they won their state semifinal over LC Bird 40-7. So both of these teams coming off some big wins last week. Confidence is high going final.
Landstown started their playoff run with a victory over Deep Creek, 48-13, and then it was a close one to get past Oscar Smith, 40-39. Oscar Smith chose to go for the division and the win, but the Eagles were able to stop him.
You think that decision by Oscar Smith still haunting him?
Well, it said in the paper that the coach went through and asked every player what they wanted to do, and the players said, let's go for the win. Goff goes for it, pitches out to Caparelli, up across the 40, down to the 35, where he's hustled out of bounds. Big play for the Rams.
Nice play by Matt Goff. Very, very close to being a forward lateral, but it was probably right on that line, and when in doubt, you don't call it. And certainly a state championship game, don't make that call unless you're sure. Big play for the Rams. Again, Goff for him here.
Down to the Landstown 34-yard line. Deepest they've gotten into Eagle territory for the Rams. Goff looking right, looking over the middle. Throws it back. Is it picked off? Yes, Harvin comes up with the interception.
He's got some room down the sideline with a course of blockers. Looks like we got...
Still on his feet. Battles his way all the way down to the 35-yard line of Robinson.
Yeah, just a lead keep, a single receiver route. That Goff probably made at that point is he waited a long time for him to allow Harvin to close back in, and really just stripped the ball away from Nick Altamira. Another outstanding play by Percy Harvin. First turnover going to the Eagles, puts them in business on the 35 of the Robinson Rams.
11:33 first half, 13-0 Landstown lead as they decide what they're going to run here. After the nice interception and return by Harvin. Now at the Robinson 35-yard line. Into the wind now for the Eagles. And the Eagles tried their little smash mouth straight ahead run.
Yeah, giving it to their big back, Devion Simmons in there, just a lead play, or what you call a gut. Just pounding it right at the middle, and again, the Rams are tough in there, only allowing about 2.5 yards on that. Mr. Harvin back in the ball game, got a quick shot of water. He's been a busy, busy man here the first 12 minutes of this game.
And 7 now for the Eagles. And the whistles blow.
Timeout situation here for the Eagles, it looks like. Didn't have their right personnel on the field. So
yep, let's go down to Wynn Ellington on the sideline. Problems with his audio down there on the sideline. Sorry about that. We'll go back down to him as soon as they get that remedied.
Obviously, if you're Robinson right now, you know it's a 13-0 game. You just and it's down in that almost in that red zone area again. You want to do something to stop the bleeding. Hopefully, create a turnover yourself.
It's as you so early in this game, and you're only down by 2 touchdowns, but high school kids' heads in it right now. They've got to be a little despondent, maybe.
Yeah, and especially with the magnitude of the state championship, it can be very, very emotional. You know, another score or two by Landstown could be very, very difficult to overcome.
Eagles now on 2nd and 7. There's some Ram defense trying to wrap up. Harvin drops him back at the 37-yard line.
And Jack Curtis getting upfield on the reverse, something that they've well prepared for. Again, just another way to try to get the ball to Harvin. Curtis, who's had a really outstanding junior season here for the Rams. A lot of outstanding juniors on this Ram team. Caparelli and Goff, to mention a few others.
So the Eagles lose one, make it 3rd and 11 now from the Ram 36-yard line. Going along, 10-14 to play in the first half, a 13-0 Landstown lead.
Again, Coach Beatty signaling the plays. The whole team looks over and they pick up the signals from him.
And again, receivers on either side, spread way out. Black looking down the middle, got his receiver Harvin wide open. And finally brought down by the Rams, but his progress all the way down to looks like the 21, 22-yard line.
Just a deep crossing pattern there, something that is somewhat difficult to defend on your inside linebackers to get some depth, cut those zones off. Zone coverage there by the Rams. Mykert filling over from a safety spot to bring down Harvin, but after he picked up a first down. Shuttling in personnel, I don't know if you can see that right now. It looks like their run game personnel, 48 to 4. Kevin Cooley and Harvin in there as well as they get in that stacked eye.
A few times we see the Eagles all in close. One wide receiver up to the left side. Harvin trying to go right, cuts it back up the middle, looking for some room now on the left side, gets a block. There he goes. Knocked him down about the 3-yard line.
Capper over from his safety position to knock him out, but again, just an opportunity to get Harvin the football. Another way, this was a toss sweep and just defense, just using his athleticism to reverse the field on the Rams. Here you see it, he just gets up in the hole, bounces it back out, picks up a block there on the corner, and he's down the sideline.
So 1st and goal, Eagles. 4-yard line of Robinson.
Expect an inside handoff here, or just a lead for Black to
straight ahead. Gets it down to the 2.
Just a different way of running that old isolation play. Direct snap it to the quarterback and have your big fullback lead it through.
Number 62, Brent Jones. 3, Joey Labrente on the tackle.
Again, they've got that strong running personnel with Cooley and Simmons in the backfield. High formation.
Black on 2nd and goal. 9:15 left in the first half. Straight ahead, touchdown, Landstown. Devion Simmons straight ahead. And the Eagles turn the turnover into 6 points.
And they're going to kick it here. They're not going to go for 2, it looks like. Again, just being physical, but it's the play who sets up the interception return, bringing it back down to the 35, and then the toss play where he just ad-libbed himself and cut it back downfield down to the 3-yard line.
Bonzel on for the point after. 50% on the day with these point after kicks. This one is up and it looks good, and it is. With 9:09 remaining in the first half. Eagles Rams 0.
Yeah, some frustrated Rams coming off the field over there. Coach Pendorf trying to get them to go, get them together, talking to his kick return team. Obviously at this, it's a critical stage. Certainly you got to get your team back in it. You need a nice drive, something to go your way. Landstown, everything we've read about.
Yep.
Team that averages 42 points a game. They can see that they can make you bleed in many ways.
Probably what attests to how good their offense is that these Rams have come in here holding teams over 7 points a ball game, and here now in the first half they've already given up 20.
Yeah, there's the one offensive drive that they basically took it the length of the field for their second touchdown. Obviously there was a punt return, and then the interception return that set up the other score. Certainly that's something that Landstown lives on. They ran two interceptions and a fumble return back in the state semifinals against LC Bird for touchdowns. It's backyard football at its finest. That's probably not giving them their fair due, because they really are executing extremely well.
Robert Ford, 82, tees it up for the kickoff for the Eagles. Got 9:09 on the clock here to play in the first half. Shot, they'll let it roll out of bounds.
And actually has a couple of options there. They can take the ball on the 35. They can ask to re-kick it or take it where it went out. Obviously, they wouldn't take it on the 22-yard line where it went out. So expect this ball to be placed on the 35. I always wondered, let's see if these officials, yeah, they got it. The official put it in the middle of the field, but they're supposed to put it on the near hash where the ball goes out.
This will be the best starting field position for the Rams here in the first half, up at the 35-yard line. Here come the Rams on first down, straight ahead up to the 44.
And Mike Myers, sophomore, number 44, just pounded up the middle for 9 yards. Again, great first down play for the Rams.
8 yards on the carry. 52. Ahmed on the tackle.
Nice, about 8.5-yard gain for the Rams. Make it 2nd and 1.5. Just what they need. Caparelli this time, left side, inside the 50 to about the 48.
Just a buck sweep play again from some different looks, creating some different mismatches. Look at their defense now, so they've adjusted for that.
First and 10 from the Rams, just territory. Caparelli going right. Pick up a maybe one.
Devion Simmons from his inside linebacker spot, scraping out there, matching the quick toss there by the Rams.
Second and now.
It's easy to see why a lot of schools are covering Simmons. I believe he's already committed to Virginia Tech. Simmons, on the other hand, is being offered by pretty much every country, and again, he is a junior.
Simmons with 81 tackles on the season for this squad. Goff with lots of time. He's got Caparelli. Little too much.
Just a throwback on, play that they've hit many times. Caparelli was open. He led him a little bit too far there. Again, the wind at his back there.
Yep. 9 now for the Rams. .7:43 to play here in the first half. A 20-0 lead. Rams need a big one. Little screen. Cracks it all the way down to the 40-yard line. A couple yards short of the first down.
It's Craig Schaefer on just a tight end screen. Again, it puts him on brings up a But certainly this is go time because you don't want to give them the ball back on this spot.
Make it 4th and 2 now for the Rams.
Joe McDivitt and Wallace for the Rams.
Big 4th down play for Robinson. 6:56 left in the first half, down by 20. Goff to throw. He's got his man, got the first down. Inside, down to the 25. Joe McDivitt.
Just a quick hitch, and Landstown plays a little bit soft in their secondary, and some of that is they realize that their guys have some cover speed and can break down that cushion quickly. Again, nice execution on 4th down, something we saw last week from Robinson.
In the deepest they have ventured into Landstown territory this afternoon. Now, 1st and 10 from the Eagle 25-yard line. Karsten are on the left side, down to the 15.
They've done a job on this drive blocking them. We've seen a couple plays pop like that again. Critical first down, popping it for about 8 to 9 yards. Karsten stumbling there, almost keeping his feet. He would have certainly gotten into the end zone there.
Making a 9-yard gain now. And 1.
Timeout situation. Looks like Chris Beatty wants to come out and talk to his Eagles as the Robinsons put together their most impressive drive.
Well, this has got to go a long way of bucking up the attitude of these Robinson Rams.
And it was something that they definitely need, and I think that's what Chris Beatty sent there. You know, we got a chance to put this game seriously in jeopardy in the first half. And he senses that Robinson getting back in the game, he used the timeout. Coach Bendorf, Ram huddle. Again, being positive and saying, hey guys, we're right where we need to be. Obviously, things go against us, the punt return and interception. Let's just take it down and punch it in and let's keep playing.
What was the mood, the attitude of Coach Bendorf this week leading the game?
Typical, you know, doesn't like distractions, doesn't want to be bothered with anything other than getting prepared for the football game. Obviously his normal outstanding job with, but he was concerned. He knew athletically and the type of team that he was facing. Obviously, I think most of you know that Chris Beatty, who's at Landstown, played for Coach Bendorf in his first head coaching stint at Chantilly High School. They're very, very good friends and talk quite often.
So the flag falls against the Rams, and that'll take them back 5. Make it 2nd and 6 now. Goff comes out throwing, a little bit behind the receiver, falls incomplete.
Again, just a single receiver trying to get the ball to Nick Altamir out there. Goff was a little bit high on that. Again, both teams emptying the playbook. There's obviously no anything for next year.
3rd now for the Rams at the Landstown 21-yard line. So 8 on the clock remaining here in the first half. A 20-0 Landstown lead. Again, only one receiver way up to the right-hand side. Here we come around the left side. Karsten inside the 10. Pushed out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
Number 7, Enrique Cox, there to prevent Karsten from getting into the end zone. Play that they've had a fair amount of success with. Just a buck sweep. Nice bit of running by Karsten. He had a guy to beat at the line of scrimmage. He was able to do that, pick up a critical first down for the Rams. 1st
and goal now for the Rams at the 4-yard line of the Eagles. The first time this afternoon, the Rams looking like the Northern Region champs that they are. Knocking on the door. Caparelli got room. Got touchdown.
You know, it's something we've seen from Caparelli. He has a real nose for the end zone. Just a great piece of running. As he was running out of space over there, he was able to reach over with that hand and get the ball just inside the pylon.
Caparelli with the 4-yard touchdown. Rams with the point after. Altamar with the line drive. It's good. So with 5:56 remaining in the half, the Rams get on the scoreboard. 27 Landstown lead.
Nice answer to the previous score there by Landstown. A nice 65-yard drive after the kickoff that had been out of bounds. Obviously the critical 4th down pass from Goff to McDivitt. And then of course the 3rd down and long where Karsten picked up the buck sweep down to the 4th line. Nice answer by the Rams.
So the premier players for both of these squads doing the bulk of the scoring, as you saw there, Caparelli, who's been Mr. All-Star for the Rams this year, getting the touchdown in. On the other side of the ball, it's been Harvin with a couple scores for the Eagles.
The good news is you scored. The bad news is you got to kick it. And I'm sure that Landstown is going to figure a way to try to get the ball in Percy's hands, whether it's a lateral or a handoff or whatever, because I'm certain the Rams won't kick it to him. Goff set to kick off.
10 plays in that scoring drive for the Rams. We'll keep this one short, taking it to the 20-yard line. Harvin will not take it this time.
I saw him throw a little bit of a block there in the middle of the field, but I'm sure that's not something he has in his contract.
Damon McDaniel on the return gets it up across the 30 to the 34.
Again, good field for the Eagles.
Eagles have had the ball 3 times, scored twice, and punted once here in the first half.
Harvin back in at quarterback. Let's see if he throws the ball. He's got his gloves on. I have a feeling he's going to run with it.
Fakes the give. Here he comes, right side. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down, up all the way to about the 48-yard line.
He has a whole lot of intention of giving the ball up when he's in at quarterback.
Well, if you could do that, would you?
Good point. It's a simple game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice first down for the Eagles. In at quarterback, number 2.
Harvin out of bounds, stops the clock with 5:44 here to play in the first half.
It's not a surprise that he had 28 touchdowns on the season.
Black now on 1st and 10. Pitcher on the left side. Simmons got a hole inside the 45 rather, to about the 44.
Play that we saw earlier, using Harvin as a decoy as he comes across. They fake the jet sweep and run the counter toss to Simmons. Using their weapons very, very well.
Get down to the Robinson 43-yard line. Make it 2nd and 1 now for the Eagles.
Got a timeout here called by the Rams. Coach Barry Grodnick making sure that these guys understand this is critical. How to stop them on these first down situations. We saw about a 12-yard gain on the first one and then 8 yards on this first down. Turned out to be a nice afternoon. It's been raining for about a day and a half, but this field is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Bermuda grass field that's overseeded with. I know way too much about it. But the beauty of this field is it really, really drains extremely well, because there was a lot of rain in the Richmond area. Madison, William and Mary contest last night that was on ESPN2. Congratulations to the James Madison Dukes and Tom Ridley, former quarterback who plays tight end for the Dukes.
Eagles 2nd and 1. Simmons got the first down, it looks like. Stopped at the 41.
Tempers flaring a little there. We had a little pushing and shoving going on. Obviously 2 proud teams coming in here undefeated. Just an inside handoff to Simmons. He picks up the first down on the 40 of the Robinson Rams.
Eagles no need to be plenty of time on the clock. 5:10 to play in the first half. with a nice 20-7 lead. Everybody in tight now for the Eagles. Harvin at quarterback, he'll keep it. And there's some Rams dropping for a loss all the way back at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Brent Jones from his end spot, knifing in there to cut Harvin down, and then a host of Rams pursuing over there. I know it was one of the things that they talked about in their pregame meetings, where there's much pursuit to the ball, especially when you got somebody who's as dangerous.
He'll mark his progress at the 43, make it 2nd and 12 for the Eagles.
The bunch formation that trips down here to the bottom. Harvin there in the middle.
Yep, Black back at quarterback. Looks out to his left, got his receiver. Still moving. Got enough for a first down. Hustled out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
I don't know if you saw that. If we get a replay, Robinson brought pressure away from the Twins. They brought their outside line. Tackle wave his hand. It's just a side adjust read by the quarterback. He's going to go to that one-on-one side, throwing back there to number 4, and it's just a very easy pitch and catch, but it's in practice. Just a side adjust by Marcus Black. Great job by Chris Beatty and his staff.
First down at the 25 of Robinson. Harvin trying to go around the right side. Got some room. Look out. Nope, they're going to say he didn't get in. They're going to mark the 2-yard line.
Meichert knocking him out at the 2-yard line, but it's scary. It actually was a play that was pretty defended, and he's able to outrun the angle that these Rob have. Again, there's really kind of no substitute for speed. It's hard to prepare for it, and you wish you have it.
23 yards on the gain. Get 2-yard line now for Landstown.
Another timeout situation. Obviously, maybe didn't have the right personnel in.
Just inside 4 minutes to play here in the first half.
That's their 3rd and final timeout.
Chris looking out to talk to his Landstown Eagles, and obviously he's got to feel very good about this. A nice response to Robinson's touchdown as they march the ball right.
The Rams here in a familiar situation here in this first half. Their backs up against the wall once again.
Coach Beatty's job developing this scheme, using, as we said, taking Harvin, putting him in a quarterback, shuffling Black in and out, and you can tell we've got personnel groupings in this no-huddle offense. Advantage of the great ability. Harvin deep as the tailback in the stacked eye.
1st and goal. Black from the 2. Harvin, no, not this time. Dropped from the yard line.
Meichert on a safety blitz, just bringing him up over the center. Sometimes difficult to account for that extra defensive back down there when you got all those guys up on line of scrimmage. Making a nice tackle on 1st down.
Matt Meichert drops him for a 3-yard loss. Take it back to the 5-yard line now.
Meichert's been pretty busy today, trying to chase down Percy Harvin.
2nd and goal now from the going left is Simmons, going to be just short.
Just again, a little inside handoff. Simmons using that big, strong body of his to power it up there behind his offensive line. Putting the ball on the 2-yard line, bring up a 3rd down.
Clock rolling along just inside 3 minutes to play. In the first, a 27 Landstown lead, trying to add to that cushion. And this time the flag is thrown.
A game situation here, which I'm a little bit surprised at, but I think they've used up their timeout. Again, it's interesting. Obviously, it's a 3rd and 2 situation, and certainly that's going to put the ball out on the 7, but You know, I don't think Landstown really cares. It's not how far. It's just another chance with the football. It actually probably gives them a little more space to operate.
I was going to say, for this kind of offense, too, gives them a little more room to work with. Now from the 7 for Marcus Black and company.
There's the reverse to Harvin.
Harvin, but caught and dropped. They come up with the football.
Harvin looks like to be a little bit banged up on that play. I don't know if it's anything serious.
Getting up slow enough to bring the train.
They're checking his knee. He got twisted up under there. I mean, certainly you hate to see that happen to anybody, but certainly a player as exciting as Harvin. Again, great pursuit by the Ram defense. Well prepared for that reverse.
Harvin accounting for 2 touchdowns and an interception for the Eagles here in the first half. This would be quite a blow to them if he had to leave this game. You're right, working on his right knee.
Yeah, he got caught up under there in that pile, and you know, as quick and as explosive as he is, it looked maybe like his foot got caught. He's up on his feet. Hopefully he's okay.
Walking off slowly, probably that's the last we'll see of him, I would guess, here in the half, with 2:20 remaining in the first half.
Not so fast.
Every once in a while, you gotta go out on a limb there and make a prediction.
See. They are checking him out on Interesting decision here to go for it on 4th down. Only up 13. Disdaining the field goal and going for it. Ball on the 9-yard line.
Big 4th down play. Back to pass is Black. There they go, the Rams, and they drop him for the loss.
Certainly an all-out that you take, and a great call by Barry Grodnick and the defensive staff of the Rams. They come up with big stop here, dodging it with 2:17 left before. Well, in a short period of time, we've seen the momentum shift.
Absolutely.
Obviously, with Harvin going out of the game and about his availability, and then the big play on 4th down. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't kick there.
Rams get on the board, and then the defense stands tall and shuts down the Eagles. They've got 2:17 to work with. Here they go, 1st and 10 from their 15-yard line.
Campbell on the down play, just a tackle, picking up a couple yards here on 1st down. Somewhat you're concerned about trying to give them the ball back here when you don't have great field position. That might be why the Rams are running the football. I see Mr. Harvin down on the end of the bench. He seems to be fine. He's up messing with his helmet.
2nd and 7 now for the Rams. Clock rolling long. 1:43 to play in the first half. Goff looks to throw. He's got Caparelli. There is a flag down, but here comes Lucas Caparelli. Up across the 35, just short of the 40.
It's run out of bounds there by Ryan Goings, one of the team captains. It's like we got a holding penalty here on the Rams.
Big play will come back.
One of the things that we've seen from Robinson, they do a good job of play action faking and trying to let Caparelli sneak out, hit him with a short pass, and let him use his running ability to pick up big yardage. And guess who's back in the game? Number 11.
You must have heard me.
Not so fast. I know what he said. Hey, this is the state championship. I'm not missing it. I got the rest of the offseason to get rested up. 30-4 to go here before halftime. A 2nd and long from their own 6-yard line again. Expect the Rams to be somewhat conservative here.
Lunch for the Rams now, deep in their own territory. Goff still got it. Cuts it back up, got some room. Across the 25, across the 30 to the 33.
The X option or the down option that they run, they fake the reverse off of it, and that's really kind of window dressing to kind of hold those linebackers in. And Goff making a nice scamper to give them some running room and certainly getting out of the shadow of their own end zone. Timeout called by the Rams.
Rams want to discuss it. They've got 1:25 on the clock, down 20-7.
See the replay there. Receiver going in motion or action there as Goff faked the pitch to him and turned it up himself.
It's starting to rain here in Richmond. Coming down a little bit over here, coming from our right to your left.
I thought you were kidding because I saw the sun out, and sure enough, we're getting a little spritz of the shower.
Yeah.
Again, nothing that this Bermuda ryegrass field can't handle. Just more of a nuisance, especially for these Robinson students down here in front with no shirts on. I'm sure that feels good.
Now, when you put in Bermuda ride, do you get to go to Bermuda to get the grass seed?
That'd be nice. That would be nice.
Isn't that all part of the package?
I have to work that deal out.
You do. See, and that's why you should not put in this surf that we're talking about putting up in Northern Virginia. Yeah. You need those trips to Bermuda.
There you go. Where do they grow artificial turf? Maybe we can go there.
I think it's up in Michigan. First and 10 for the Rams. Goff looking right. Got a receiver. Picked off. Harvin with his second INT of the afternoon.
Yeah, guess who? Number 11, Percy Harmons. Again, ball just a little bit late. McDivitt was open. See that closing speed of Percy Harmons. Excuse me, Percy Harvin. And realize why he's coveted by any major college program in the and you name it, the Miamis, the Oklahomas, Southern Californias, they're all in on him. Of course, Virginia and Virginia Tech.
Yep. 1:17 on this clock to go here in the first half. And Landstown gets the ball back. Percy Harvin's been these Eagles in the first half. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah, 1:17 to go, and they don't have any timeouts left.
Marcus Black going deep down the left-hand side. Falls incomplete.
Great play there by Meichert coming over from his safety. Good coverage again there by Nick Altamir. Just a kind of a stutter and go, a delay route. Trying to get the corner to bite, close that cushion down and let him run by there. Number 4, that's Damian McDaniel for the Eagles.
McDaniel ended up in double coverage there by the Rams. 1:09 now on the clock.
That Mr. Levin, Percy Harvin might get his hands on the football here in the next few minutes.
Here he comes in motion. Sure enough, quickly out to the flats to Harvin. Getting behind a block, nice stiff arm. Gets up across the 30 to about the 32.
Yeah, just moving him around a little bit with the motion and then just throwing a quick little. Be able to use the speed again to get to the sideline and get out of bounds, bringing up a 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. 1:02 left here in the first half, second quarter.
Morale 8. 3rd and 5 now. Black looks, throws left. Again, Harvin, double coverage. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, the old smash route. Run the outside receiver on a short hitch. Hopefully get the corner to bite. Run the inside receiver, who was Harvin on this one, on a corner route. And did not bite from his corner spot. And again, some great hustle there by Matt.
Bring up 4th down for the Eagles. Just inside a minute left in this first. 55 seconds on the clock. A 27 Landstown lead. The Rams were able to keep them out of the end zone on the last possession. Let's see if they can make it 2 in a row. Lots of pressure. Down he goes.
Some good pressure there. And again, the Rams brought an extra linebacker on these 4th down situations. Curtis in there pressuring the quarterback, and certainly a big play for the Rams. Dodged another bullet. I will tell you, Matt Meichert has played very, very well here. Come up with some extremely big pass defenses and some saving touchdown tackles to keep the Rams in this one in the first half.
The Rams now down 20-7. They've got 47 seconds on the clock in the first half. Starting at their own 38-yard line. Caparelli ends up with it. Here he comes, left side. He's got Goff, but a flag is down. Still on his feet, gets it inside the 25 to the 22.
Just a crisscross double handoff that Robinson runs, and a great move there by Caparelli to get himself loose. We got a holding penalty on about the 45-yard line here against the Rams.
So another fine run by Caparelli, negated by the holding penalty.
We're having a difficult time picking up the money. I can't see anything as far as that goes. Hopefully maybe you guys can pick it up at home.
And they this one back from about the 45. Now they're just across the 44-yard line. First 3 now after the holding penalty. Clock is rolling. 30 seconds to play in the first half. Here we go, right side.
Justin Brantley on a trap play.
Brantley's got enough for the first down inside the 50. Brantley wants a penalty of the way he was treated by the Eagles.
Yeah, somewhat unnecessary. The Rams will spend their last time there, it looks like.
Bendorf, he's got 25 seconds to work with. Ball at the 48-yard line of Landstown. Well, does he have a play in his sack for 25 seconds left in the half?
He does. I think that the hard part is, and what you realize against Landstown, got these guys in the secondary, and certainly we've seen them on offense, McDaniel and those guys. It's getting that downfield without them making a big play on it. Certainly you don't want them to run it back. So I think you'll see him do something that's somewhat conservative to let maybe Caparelli get the ball in the open field here.
Maybe go back to the screen that has worked so well.
Exactly. Landstown loosening their secondary with 25 seconds left.
Altamar in motion to the bottom of your screen. Goff fakes it once, goes down to Altamar, picked off by Harvin. Third interception of the morning.
Right, and here's the scary situation in open field. Look.
Still on his feet. And stepped out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 11 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they chased him to the sideline and were able to get him out. But again, here's the ball on the 40-yard line. Just what I was talking about the play before. You take your shot. Again, just a hitch to Altamir, their outstanding receiver. But when you're playing with Percy Harvin, you're kind of fire.
Well, and you have to execute almost perfectly to keep it out of his hands. Looks like if it's anywhere close, he's the guy that's going to come down with it.
Certainly looks like he shook off that knee injury.
You're right.
Maybe it was just a little scrape.
It's now the Eagles, 1st and 10. Robinson 45 with 11 seconds remaining in the first half. Black going deep down the left side. Broken up by Altamar.
Intended for Damian McDaniel. 6 seconds here. Probably long enough to Mr. Harvin a little catch his breath. Maybe a ball going his way here on this last play of the first half. If it were me.
Still a little bit of a sprinkle coming down, it looks like. At least down there in the end zone. Looks like the puddles are rippling a little bit. I think it's just rain to the right-hand side of your picture. Yeah. Just down there in that one end zone. Black to throw.
Nope. Incomplete. And that'll take us to halftime.
That will. So the scoring machine that is the Landstown Eagles showed us everything they had, and they're up 27 as we go to half.
Yeah, 3 turnovers by the Rams haven't helped matters at all. Certainly they've been able to dodge a few bullets, making a couple plays on 4th down to stay in this ball game. Obviously, there in the locker room at halftime and regroup, and I believe they do start with the football to start the second half.
3 turnovers for the Rams, 3 scores for the Eagles. I think they're fortunate that it's only 27 as they go to half.
Certainly. You got the big punt return to start the scoring. It was our first glimpse of Percy Harvin, the outstanding junior, multiple skill, multiple position. We've seen him line up at halfback, quarterback, wide receiver, and defensive back. And he's made plays everywhere he's been.
Second half action coming right up. It's a 27 lead as we go to the intermission. You're watching the Cox 35 Fairfax Sports Network Game of the Week. Rams down 20-7 as we get to begin the second half of play. Matt Fetters along with Pete Bendorf and Wynn Ellington. And as we were discussing up here, Pete, number 11, Percy Harvin, not only just an outstanding player, but he makes the rest of the team great as well.
Yeah, he's such a weapon. He obviously had the 3 interceptions in the first half and 2 touchdowns. He's just a threat. And because you're so conscious of him, it makes all those other guys that much more effective.
Mike Meyer on the return there for the Rams. Gets the ball back up to the, where did we spot it? About the 27, looks like. So it'll be Rams. They'll get the ball, start here the second half, down 20-7. A lot of work ahead of them.
Yep. Let's see what adjustments they've made here at halftime. The Rams come back out. They've had some success offensively. A couple of penalties have hurt a few drives. Looks like we have an equipment issue with number 7 there, Enrique Cox, being sent out of the game by the officials.
Now we're ready. 1st and 10. Caparelli kicks it forward, scooped up though by a Ram player all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, the ball popped loose on Caparelli. Franklin Herrera was there to dive on it. Actually, what could have been disaster works out to be a nice first down for the Rams on the 41-yard line.
Just the kind of magic they need to these Rams.
Yeah, you'd like to have a few things go your way. Certainly the first opportunity went the Rams' way here in the second half.
McDevitt wide way up to the right-hand side for the Rams. Just underway here to begin the second half. Thanks for joining us. Caparelli looking for some room. Spins his way up to the 43.
The buck sweep that we saw at the beginning of or at the end of the first half that Robinson had a lot of success with. You saw that Landstown brought a lot of pressure to the tight end wing side there and forced Caparelli to cut it back for just a short 2-yard gain.
We had a brief downpour during halftime. Is that going to help the Rams at all?
Well, you would think so. They got to play here. They've got it well blocked.
There goes Caparelli all the way inside the 45, close to the 40-yard line.
Scotty Browner on the tackle for the Eagles. That had a chance to be big yardage, just tripping up Caparelli around his foot.
That's what us in Northern Virginia are used to seeing from this Ram offense. Caparelli with some big gains. 1st and 10 now from the 41-yard line of Landstown. Things clicking nicely for the Rams as we begin the second half. Brantley.
Again, the double handoff, the crisscross. Number 10, Devion Simmons, the inside linebacker, not fooled on the play and able to bring Brantley down after just a yard pickup.
2nd and 9 now for the Rams.
A lot of the misdirection that you see in there, if you watch the football, it's sometimes difficult. But if you're a defensive guy, you're taught to read blocks, and if you follow the lineman, they'll take you to the football every time.
Goff on the keeper.
Again, just riding the midline there to this fullback and pulling it and following up there and there for a short gain. Looks like it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 6 on the 37-yard line of Landstown.
3rd and 6 it is. 9:49 to play in the 3rd quarter. Goff and company up to the line. One receiver down the left side. That's where Goff goes. He's got him. Got a first down. He's free. Touchdown, Robinson Rams, as the flags fly.
Yeah, there's diving into the end zone, which I really think is, you know, you have Simmons closing in on him, and I'm not sure that should be a penalty there. You know, certainly he did a somersault, but some of that's to protect himself. They called it the wrong way, unsportsmanlike against the Rams. It still will be a touchdown because it is a dead ball situation.
So the 37-yard touchdown strike. Goff to McDevitt.
So you know, the reason for that rule is to show up your opponents. He's trying to dive in the corner of the end zone as Simmons is closing down on there. It's just poor interpretation of the rule by the officials.
Have these officials been out there? Don't they know how fast these guys in the black shirts are?
Yeah, just.
So
and it's a critical. Now it makes for a 25-yard or 35-yard extra point.
35-yard point after. Goff got plenty of foot, got it up, and no good.
Yeah, that's poor officiating in a state championship. Yeah, if he runs across the end zone and spikes the ball or something like that, then it's a reasonable penalty. Again, a nice play. Goff to McDevitt, breaks the tackle, and McDevitt sprints down the sideline there for a big play and a big touchdown. Nice opening drive for the Rams.
6 plays. Drive started at the Robinson 26-yard line, and they're back in it, are the Rams, 20-13 with 9:30 to play here in the third.
Your Coach Bendorf, you got to be pretty happy with that. Obviously, his boys responded to his halftime talk, and certainly Landstown looking for an opportunity to get their hands on the football again.
And that Ram defense really stood tall to end the second half. They had 2 stops, 2 different possessions. They shut down the Eagles. So you got the offense clicking a little bit. You got the defense clicking. Rams are right back in this game. Let's go down to Win Ellington on the sideline.
Matt and Pete, I got a chance to talk to Coach Bendorf at halftime. I asked him for his thoughts. He said too many turnovers, too many penalties, but he seemed rather optimistic. He said if we can eliminate those, they'll do well, and that all things considering, he believes his team is playing good, as evidenced by that touchdown right there. Back up to the booth.
They keep it on the ground, scooped up at the 15-yard line, still on his feet all the way up to the 30. Finally dropped down about the 27-yard line. Damon McDaniel on the return for the Eagles.
Yeah, Tom Stokes finishing him off there with an aggressive play. Again, I think those are very accurate, what Coach Bendorf had to say at halftime. 3 interceptions, big play on special teams, and then a couple of penalties that have hurt a few drives for Robinson. Mistakes you can't make in a state championship game.
Marcus Black and the Landstown Eagles back on the field to begin their first possession of the second half. 9:20 to go in the third. They're up 20-13. Flicks it out to McDaniel. After a gain of about 6 or 7, the Rams are there to shut him down.
Yeah, again, just a quick screen out to McDaniels, their version of the toss sweep that we saw Robinson run earlier with Caparelli popping a nice run. Just a way to get the ball outside quickly and hope that you can slip a few tackles.
Second and about a long 2 here for the Eagles now.
Simmons checking into the ball game again, short yardage type. Look for some power running from the Eagles.
Harvin and McDaniel split up to the left-hand side for Black. Flags fly.
Well, if we got some movement there, Ram players got a dead ball. Ball start.
So back go the Eagles.
See if they change their personnel again. Simmons still in the ball game, number 10. The mad scientist, Chris Beatty, over there scheming.
2nd and 8 now, we'll call it, for the Eagles. And again, the black shirts looked like they jumped off early.
Yeah, a little loss of focus maybe. Obviously, Robinson's come down, marched right down the field and got a score. We've got 2 successive penalties here.
Like Michael Schneider on the right side of that line jumped off for Landstown. So back they go some more. Now the nose of the football just short of the 25-yard line.
Percy Harvin in at quarterback, so expect some sort of run. Now they change their personnel. Marcus Black back in, bringing up a 2nd and long.
You see that lightning over there?
I saw it.
Clock rolling along, 8:15 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Black gets it away. Wrapped up and dropped was Damon McDaniel.
Nice open field tackle by Jack Curtis there, and some real nice hustle by Brent Jones from his end spot. That's the lot of what Robinson was talking about. Got to pursue, get these guys down in the open field, and tackle well.
Well, you mentioned the change of momentum, and you can really sense it over here on the Robinson side of the stadium. The crowd's into it. And once again, the Ram defense is putting together a nice stand. Black, a little pressure. Gets it up across the 30 to the 31, but still well short of the 1st down.
Yeah, it'll be the 2nd punting situation for the Eagles. It's interesting, they got Devion Simmons, their big linebacker, as their punter. Certainly not something that he's going to do at the next level, and I think he probably hadn't gotten a whole lot of practice this year at it.
So Simmons will drop back to about his 20-yard line. High snap, pulls it down, gets it away. This is Caparelli from the 34.
Got a little bit of room.
Gets it up across the 40 to about the 41.
We got a penalty back on the line of scrimmage. We'll see what this is. Got a holding call against Landstown. It'll be an interesting decision here. Do you make them punt it again? I think it would be a good decision to make them punt the ball again, simply because it's not something that they do well.
Right. Now, when that decision is made, who's making that decision? Is it just Coach Bendorf? Is it a little conference?
He'll ask his assistants. Certainly he's talking to Barry Grodnick down there, but ultimately the decision will be his. And it does look like he's going to make them re-kick. Another opportunity for Caparelli to get the ball in open field. We saw a high snap there.
Yep.
You know, a lot of things can happen. Just hope they don't direct snap it to number 11.
So Simmons now inside his 15-yard line to receive. He'll go back even farther now. He'll be just about at his 10-yard line to punt this one away. Caparelli now all the way up to the Robinson 45-yard line, almost all the way to the midfield stripe. Caparelli and Altamar back for the Rams, and the officials stop things here.
A little weather rolling through Richmond here.
Yeah.
We've had sun, we've had rain, we've had, you name it, some big black clouds. Actually kind of balmy for mid-December.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see how that long snapper handles this snap. He was high last time.
Simmons now back at his 10 to receive this punt snap. 6:50 on the clock. Another high looper.
Joe McDivitt just missed blocking that.
This one's short. It'll roll out of bounds at about the 50-yard line. Great field position for the Rams.
Yeah, an exchange of 9 yards. They would have started their possession on the 41. Instead, they're going to get the ball directly at midfield here for their 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter.
Best field position for the Rams here in this ball game.
Yeah, one of the trademarks of the Robinson program is how hard they work year-round in football. They train very hard. That's why when they got down 20-0, they didn't panic, and they're not going to surrender easy.
One receiver way down the left-hand side for Goff. Straight ahead, nice surge from the line, gets him all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Caparelli just banging it in there behind that left side of that Ram offensive line. Brent Jones there at guard, and number 73, Joe Gaudiano at tackle.
Clock rolls, 6:20 to play here in the 3rd. A 20-13 lead for Landstown, but here come the Rams on 2nd and 5 for Goff. Stuffed at the line and dropped back, and now they're going to give it right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they faked the trap there, or excuse me, they faked the jet sweep to Caparelli and handed it to Brantley on the trap, but Simmons was not fooled on the play. You'll see it here on the replay. Big stop by that middle linebacker.
Make it 3rd and 5 now for the Rams. Big rumble of thunder right now over our heads. And we play on, 3rd and 5 now. 5:35 to play in the third. Goff on the keeper.
Boot.
Yep. Got it across the 45 to about the 42, but still a couple yards short of the first down.
Ryan Goins was not fooled on the play. Number 3 made a nice open field tackle. Bring up a decision time here. 4th down and about a long 2, maybe 2.5 for the Rams. Looks like they're going to spend a timeout with 5:08 here in the third quarter. Looks like we might be in a delay situation because of this thunder. Yeah, that looks like what we're gonna go here too. I see the official going over to the Landstown side. So we said we have some weather in the area. We heard a big rumble of thunder. We've seen some lightning off in the distance.
Yep. Lightning that we could probably see, but I doubt the officials will be able to see it.
I think that rumble of thunder. The interesting part is, are they going to clear the stadium?
Yeah. So they are going to go into a delay situation. And so will we, as the clock stands at 5:08 to play here in the third. It's 20-13 Lansdowne.
You know, it's interesting here. You're going to have a lot of time to think about this 4th and 2. You know, again, this is a difficult time because certainly Robinson's got the momentum going their way, and they've got to go down. And this could be a 30-minute delay by these officials as they head for the locker room here. So how many times you get a thunderstorm in the middle of December?
What does this do for your game plan, for your momentum to have to stop here in the waning minutes of the third quarter?
It's another big challenge, and certainly, you know, a veteran coaching staff like Robinson has, you know, they've seen a lot of these situations, whether it's a rain delay or a lightning delay type thing. So they'll deal with it. Lansdowne, obviously, you know, they're protecting a 7-point lead. They got to be a little bit concerned, but it gives them a chance to regroup a little bit.
All right, so with 5:08 to play in the third, it's a 20-13 lead for Lansdowne. We are in a weather delay, and we'll be back as soon as we get back underway as the lightning continues to flash in the distance. You're watching the Cox 35 Fairfax Sports Network Game of the Week. We are back. The sun is shining at the University of Richmond. There are some dark clouds on the horizon, but we think they are on their way away from us. So we're getting ready to pick this one up with 5:08 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, tough situation to stand in the locker room for 30 minutes, and especially when you have 30 minutes to think about a 4th down and 2 situation, which the Rams are faced here at the 42-yard line. We'll see what happens as the fans file back into the stadium.
Well, they're not wasting any time. Here we go. 4th and 2 for the Robinson Rams. 4th play of their drive. Another big 4th down for the Rams. Flags fly. That one might have helped them.
Actually, I think we got a legal procedure on the Rams there. Tried to get them to jump on a long count. See what we get here. Yeah, we got a dead ball. False start. Unfortunately, I think Mike Meyer leaned a little bit from his halfback spot there. And this will bring up a punting situation.
So the Rams will have to kick it off, or rather punt it away, rather. Clock rolling inside of 5 minutes now in the third.
They had 30 minutes to develop that strategy, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it worked out.
But also 30 minutes to lose a little bit of that momentum. There they go on the fake. Over the right side.
I think he's going to be just a little bit short. Gutsy call by the Rams.
Caparelli couldn't quite get it, so the Eagles will take over at their own 42-yard line.
Nice recovery by the Eagles.
4:30 to play here in the third, a 20-13 lead for Landstown. The Rams have been able to shut down this Eagle offense from late in the first half on. Let's see if they can keep it going. This is Harvin, and he's met and dropped for a loss at the 35.
Yeah, big play by Nick Altamir there. Again, Harvin with no backs in the backfield, in at quarterback. They faked the reverse. We've yet to see him hand the ball on the reverse. Again, I think that's just a distraction, but a great play by Nick Altamir and the rest of the Rams who weren't fooled, and a big 8-yard loss there on first down.
Starting to get the feeling that the Robinson Rams are starting to figure out this Eagle offense.
They certainly have adjusted well.
On 2nd and 8, over the middle, Harvin makes the catch, still on his feet, gets it up to the 50-yard line, but about 3 yards short of the first down.
Looks like they're going to hurry up no huddle. You see they're trying to get some snaps, trying to change the momentum a little bit. Again, Harvin in. Interesting formation. Got the tackle split way out here. The old swinging gate. Those tackles are ineligible, by the way.
Inside 3.5, straight ahead goes Harvin, stopped at the 50.
Again, something that they've obviously seen on tape because they weren't fooled. Just trying to spread the field and let Harvin make a play. Bringing up a punting situation again at midfield here for the Eagles.
Look at 4th down and 3 yards to go for Landstown. Approaching 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
Again, the scary proposition here is Percy Harvins is the personal protector, number 11 there.
Lots of movement, and the Rams shot across.
They might have gotten a first down here because they are allowed to shift, but the question is you're not allowed to move quickly like that. It's got to be a subtle movement. This one, it'll be an interesting call. Certainly probably should go against Landstown. I don't know that the officials will call it that way.
It was Joe McDevitt who shot across for the Rams.
Yeah, that's, you know, the rules of football are put so you don't attempt to deceive, and that's certainly what they did there.
Well, and they got away with it that time, so the flag against the Rams, and it'll be first down for the Eagles at the Robinson 45-yard line.
Critical penalty there for the Rams to keep the Landstown drive going.
Well, the Ram defense has been doing a great job of deciphering the Eagle offense. Let's see if they can keep it going with 2:35 to play in the third. Here they try to go around the left side, and again, white shirts are there to drop him at the 50.
Great job by Kevin Campbell there, not being fooled. They've seen the play a couple times, faking the jet sweep to Percy Harvins, and just the counter toss over there to Devion Simmons. Again, a nice stop on first down for the Rams.
Loss of 3, make it 2nd and 13 now for the Eagles at the Robinson 48. Black back to pass, some pressure, he's got to hurry.
He's got him wide open.
He sure does, nobody there. Tripped up, still on his feet though, down to the 5.
Yeah, one of the things that's scary when the quarterback gets loose and buys some time with his feet, which Marcus Black was able to do. You can't fall asleep in the secondary. And Percy Harvin was able to get deep behind the secondary and make up a nice gain down to the 5-yard line.
Harvin found a nice open pocket and sat snugly while he waited for the ball. 1:45 to play in the third. Landstown trying to add on to their 20-13 lead. First and goal from the 5. Straight ahead. Rams are there and they stuff him at the line.
Jack Curtis making the initial hit for the Rams. Again, they've been tough to run on. It's just been the ad-lib plays and some of the explosiveness of Percy Harvin that has been the difference so far for Landstown.
Now on 2nd and goal from the 5. Harvin, he's in, but there's a flag down.
Yeah, we may have a clip here. It'll be an interesting call. Again, it was a play that they scored on earlier. Just to fake the dive play and let him run the option with it, and he's able to run for the corner. Let's see what we get here. It is a penalty, a holding call. against Landstown, which will negate the penalty and put the ball back on about the 15-yard line. Actually, the ball should be on about the 12 because it'll be a spot of a foul.
So Harvin, with what would have been his third touchdown of the day, the penalty will take that away and bring it back, as you said, to the 12-yard line. 1:05 to play in the third quarter.
It's interesting, if you watch Chris Beatty over there, he's signaling what I believe is the formation and then telling the play to Marcus Black, the quarterback, who heads over towards the sideline, and then he'll call it up on the line of scrimmage.
Black now, 2nd and goal out at the 12. Shoots it out to Simmons. Gets it up across the 5th down to the 14.
It's like a loss of 2 there. Again, great pursuit by the Rams. They've just got to stay away from the big mistake here.
It is a loss of 2 back to the 14-yard line. 3rd and goal now from the 14. Black on 3rd. Over the middle. They stop him just still on his feet, just down to the 1-yard line. Damon McDaniel, the receiver.
Done a nice job out of that bunch formation, running some people off and dragging the people under the middle of the field. They do throw the ball underneath very effectively. This will bring up another 4th down situation as we come to the end of the third quarter.
So we've played 3, and it's a 20-13 Landstown Eagles lead over the Robinson Rams. 1 quarter to go before we crown the 2004 Division 6 state champion.
A couple of big plays here after we come back after the weather delay. The 4th down situation, Robinson tried to draw him off sides and ended up getting a penalty themselves, and then faking the punt and getting stopped short. And then conversely, Landstown, a similar situation, coming up with a 4th down situation and drawing the Rams offside. So 2 crucial penalties have put Landstown in business and move that momentum back to their side of the field.
Let's go down to Win Ellington and see what he's got for us on the sideline.
Matt and Pete, a footnote on the Landstown's Devion Simmons. He has a half-brother, Kevin, who plays for Kempsville and is also a big star. Kevin is only a sophomore and has run for 1,400 yards on the season. That's it. He plays for Kempsville, also in the Beach District with Landstown. Back up to the booth.
It's all about genetics, isn't it?
I guess. Or what school you attend. I guess they got different eligibility rules down there at the beach. Here's a critical 4th down situation.
4th and goal from the 1 as we put a fresh 12 minutes on the clock.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout here by Landstown. Chris Beatty didn't like what he saw.
Yeah, sure enough, they'll talk things over. While we get the chance, let's go back to this weather delay. What happens in that locker room while you have to sit for a half an hour?
Well, the hard part is you just spent 20 minutes in there at halftime discussing and making your changes, and things are working well for you, and then you got to go back in there. It is a challenge, and the other part that you're going in and they tell you 30 minutes, it can be longer, obviously, if the weather system stays in the area. Anything that, especially as coaches, we can't, any kind of disruption to schedule really is hard to deal with. You've got your guys programmed in, so it's a real challenge.
Also a time when you would look to that senior leadership on your squad.
Certainly. And you talk about it all the time. You talk about dealing with adversity and tough situations. And here again is exactly that.
So the Eagles have discussed what they want to do on this big 4th down play as we begin the 4th and final quarter of this season for these 2 teams.
4th down and 2. Interesting formation. You got Harvin very tight in the formation. See if they give it to him on a jet sweep.
They do.
Well
Can
defended.
Get him? Touchdown, Landstown. No stopping Percy Harvin.
Again, that, and there's a good coaching move, getting the ball into your best athlete's hands and let him outrun. It was pretty well defended by the Rams, but you just see the ability of Percy Harvins, who certainly has been the difference maker in this game so far.
Harvin with his 3rd touchdown of the day to go along with his 3 interceptions. Playing outstandingly on both sides of the ball. And the point after is up, and it is good. So with 11:57 remaining in this one, it's now 27 on the board for Landstown and 13 for the Robinson Rams.
Well, we got 11:57, as you said, Matt, to play, and that's still plenty of time. Many possessions left in this game. But you have a sense that Landstown feels no matter what the situation is, as long as they have number 11 on their side, they've got an excellent opportunity of winning this football game.
And you've sensed that momentum shift back to the other side of the field now. The fans are up on their feet, hooping and hollering, and we'll see if the Robinson faithful can answer.
You know, the interesting part is you have a Landstown team that lost to Westfields in the state final last year, and certainly, you know, there's all the incentive and motivation to get back and win the championship one more time. So, you know, it's ironic, the last 2 losses for both teams were Westfield last year, and really that's been their battle cry all year, is to avenge that loss.
High end over end, will roll out of bounds at about the 10-yard line.
Good job by James Wallace not trying to field that football. And again, the Rams will take possession at the 35-yard line.
.11:57 on this clock. Plenty of time for the Rams. Well, thanks for joining us for this entire football season here on Cox 35 and the Fairfax Sports Network. Fairfax Sports Network will bring you basketball action this year. Check out the website and see where you can tune in for your local basketball action. But here comes the remainder of this football season.
Well blocked play.
Yes, Caparelli holds onto the ball, cracks it all the way up to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, nice 15-yard gain on first down, and they're doing a good job of stealing those 2 big inside tackles and getting, as the end crashes down, getting the corner. Nice first down play by the Rams.
All the way up to midfield.
Again, you saw the replay there. We're having a little bit difficult time here in the booth. We're not seeing them very crisply, but as you can see, nice well-blocked play by the Rams.
1st and 10 from the 50. Here they go up the side, trying to get over the left side, rather.
It's interesting, all these counters and traps that Robinson runs, Devion Simmons has not been fooled yet. He looks like an outstanding recruit that the Hokies of Virginia Tech will bring into their group of outstanding players they have down there. As I wear my Virginia Tech hat.
Absolutely.
Got to root on the Hokies.
Gain of 2, make it 2nd and 8 now for the Rams. From the Eagle 48, Goff to throw. Back over the left, picked off, no, falls incomplete. He threw it into a big pocket of black shirts, and he was lucky to get away with the incompletion.
A waggle throwback, and one thing I've been very, very impressed with Landstown, they don't get out of position. They drag everybody across the field and run Craig Schaefer the opposite direction. Not a very good decision there by Matt Goff. 2 guys sitting right on that. He threw it right in there, and it's fortunate that they dropped it.
Make it 3rd and 8 now for the Rams. Clock stands at 10:55 left in this ball game. A 27-13 lead for the black-shirted Eagles. Goff to throw again. Got some pressure. Dropped for a big loss back at the 43-yard line.
I think what you had there was a quarterback draw. It was a designed run, but unfortunately they did a nice job of staying in their rush lanes for Matt Goff, who was unable to find any running room. Will bring up a punting situation with 10:33 to go here in the 4th quarter.
So Goff back to punt this ball away. A wobbler straight down the middle. And the Eagles stay away from it. And so the Eagles will take over just on the other side of their own 15-yard line with 10:10 to play in the game.
Got a good look at it. Kevin Campbell has had an outstanding junior season for the Rams. We got a holding call. I'm not sure he knows who he's calling against Landstown.
Let's go down to Win Ellington while we have a chance.
Well, Matt and Pete, we've seen such a big game today from Percy Harvin, a junior from Landstown, one of the top juniors in the nation. One thing that really stands out this year has been the number of top juniors in skilled positions that we've seen. For example, Evan Royster from Westfield, Caparelli from Robinson, Keith Payne from Oakton, and Cam Dose from Centerville. And Harvin certainly deserves to be mentioned at up in the top at that category. Back up to y'all in the booth.
And when you got a lot of juniors doing a good job for you, things just look nice and bright for next year. But it's all about this year right now.
Percy Harvin back in at quarterback for Landstown.
On 1st and 10, here comes Harvin around the right side. There he goes.
As he races, looks like he's going to go 91 yards. And there is not a flag down.
Touchdown, Landstown. Percy Harvin's just going to stand in the back of the end zone and soak it in for a second. Wow.
That's all you can say. And that's probably the dagger for the Robinson Rams. Percy Harvin's been the big play man all day today. He has 3 interceptions, and I believe that's his 4th touchdown on the day.
Bonzel for the point after. It is up and it is good. So with 9:57 left in this game, the Eagles go up by 21.
You see the Landstown faithful celebrating a little bit here. Certainly they can sense a state championship very close by.
Well, not that the Rams haven't had the opportunity to have their character tested already, but now we're really going to see what they're made of. Down by 21 with 9:57 to play in this game.
No question. And you know, they'll play hard down here to the finish, and certainly this game is not over, but it is in doubt. You know, I've seen a lot of football, you know, over the last 30 years, and Percy Harvin is one of the special players, certainly one of the best I've ever seen at this level in this game. His performance has just been outstanding.
Harvin with 4 touchdowns on the day.
You pick him on your fantasy team, I'd say
big day.
You're having a big day.
Robert Ford on to take care of the kickoff duties for the Eagles. A short bouncer.
Mad scramble for the football. It looks like Landstown is, they're going to give it to Robinson.
Yep.
A little bit scary.
Eagles almost swooped in to pick that one up.
Yeah, I think Justin Brantley was able to scurry up there and dive on the football for the Rams.
Yeah, sure enough, it will be Robinson football.
And you can see that, you know, Landstown has a mentality. They're not going to back off. It's when they got you down, they're going to step on your throat a little bit.
So Matt Goff and company back out on the field. 9:57 to play in this ball game.
Obviously down 3 scores, getting in the shotgun. They're going to have to throw the ball.
Their own 28-yard line. Here we go. Out to McDevitt. Couldn't hold on. Falls incomplete.
And again, when you get in this situation, which you've got to get back in the game, you're playing right into Landstown's hands because you're going to put the ball up with that very athletic secondary.
Bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Rams. Two receivers way down to the right for Goff. One up to the top. Goff with some pressure, the little screen. Fumble. Landstown football.
Yeah, middle screen there, and Devion Simmons, who also has been the big play guy for the Eagles, strips the ball. And Arnett, number 52, you can see it there. Simmons strips it, and Arnett dives on it there on the 25-yard line. Things are getting bad in a hurry for the Rams.
So the Eagles take over at their own, just inside their own 25-yard line. Still lots of time on this clock. And the Eagles actually put the ball on the ground for the first time in a while. Devion Simmons, the ball carrier, to about the 21.
There again, another shot of the Landstown faithful, obviously celebrating. Maybe somewhat premature.
2nd and 7 now. Again, Simmons, the ball carrier.
Content to run the ball a little bit, trying to eat some clock. Bring up about a 3rd, and it looks to be about 5 for the Eagles.
Just inside the 20-yard line. Clock rolling along, just inside 9 minutes to play in this game. 9 minutes until we crown the 2004 Division VI state champion.
Percy Harvin back at quarterback. I think you might see the option here. Or just a sweep.
Here comes Harvin trying to get around the left side. Some white shirts are there, and he's pulled down at the 20-yard line, and a flag on the play.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a face mask on the Rams. Again, plays well defended, and he still makes plays. Get a good look at the young man from the beach area. I have a sense we're going to see him on Saturdays here in the next personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Outstanding player. Obviously has a bright career ahead of him if he can stay healthy, and it'll be exciting to watch. What am I talking about? Well, it'll be exciting to watch next year, I'm sure, on the high school level.
So half the distance to the goal line marks the ball at the 10-yard line now.
Yeah, it's tough enough to tackle him, let alone get penalty tacked on, because the only way you can get a hold of him is grab his face mask.
1st and goal now from the 10 for the Eagles.
Tight bunch formation again. Just an inside handoff.
Straight up the middle. Darren Jones, the ball carrier.
Right, Darren Jones, first time we've seen him carry the ball here. Punches it down to about the 7-yard line, 7-yard line. It's like the 6.
Nice gain of 4 on the play.
Brent Jones in there having a little bit of difficulty with his helmet. Looks like it might be broken. I'll tell you what, for 4 years, he's the lone returning starter. I think they're going to be an equipment timeout as it comes off.
Yeah.
Brent's look at that. Right? You talk about a warrior.
Yep.
Lone returning starter from the 01. He started as a freshman on that state championship team. Really has had a wonderful career playing high school football. Also an outstanding wrestler who's accepted a scholarship to wrestle for the University of Virginia next year.
Clock rolling along, 7:40 to play in this game. 2nd and goal now from about the 6-yard line for the Eagles. They keep it on the ground. He's got some room on the right side. Touchdown, Landstown.
Yeah, Darren Jones. Obviously, he's got a little bit of shake to him. The 5', 640-pound junior bounced off a couple of tackles and just took it to the corner of the end zone.
So the Eagles scored, and it wasn't Percy Harvin.
I think he was tired. You get the sense that this Landstown team might not be one and done.
Yep.
We've got a lot of outstanding juniors.
Bonzel's point after is no good. That's, I think, his second miss on the day.
About the only negative for today has been their kicking game.
But after
Actually, just their extra points. Their kicking game's been pretty good.
After the 6-yard touchdown run by Jones, it's now 40-13 Landstown with 7:29 remaining in this one.
Get a good look at Coach Pendorf, and I guarantee you one thing. He's talking to his guys about Ram pride, about their tradition of Ram football. You see him Pat Lucas Caparelli on the back. You know, the program has 2 state championships, 3 regional championships, 6 district titles in 8 years, 85 and 12. You know, obviously this is very disheartening for them, but you know, these kids have accomplished a lot, and certainly Coach Pendorf deserves, him and his coaching staff deserve a lot of credit for the outstanding program and season they've put together.
Lucas Caparelli awaits this kickoff as the shadows start to get longer and longer here in the late afternoon, aided by the weather delay of about a half an hour or so as we had to wait for the thunderstorms to rumble their way through Richmond. This one taken at just short of the 40, big hit.
Yeah, Michael Meyer trying to field that pooch kick. His tough young man hopped right up from it and hustled off the field. I think he'll learn in the future that he can fair catch that ball.
Plus, he must have been battling the sun a little bit.
Yeah. Robinson will take possession at the 39-yard line.
It's 7:25 on the clock.
Looks like we got a personnel confusion.
So at what point, if any, do you start putting in guys for just to get their experience in the state championship game?
Well, you know, at this point, I think you're going to play your seniors here and let them get their legal procedure here on the Rams as things start to unravel. And you're going to play your seniors, you know, for a while here and let them, because this is their last opportunity. For many of them, it's their final couple snaps of organized football, as not many of them will go on to play at the next level. You know, it's a tough time at this point, certainly if you're Robinson.
After the penalty now, 1st and 15 from the 34. Goff back to pass, flicks it out. Caparelli cannot bring it in, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, just a little rub route, run the 2 outside receivers on quick slants and run Caparelli in the flat. It's a difficult throw to make as he's running away from the defender, or excuse me, away from the quarterback. Goff led him just a little bit too far. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 15.
2nd and 15 from the Robinson 34. Still quickly getting up to the line. They've got 7:20 on the clock. Here they go, straight ahead, up across just to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's Campbell on the trap again. Arnett on the tackle. See if we got a little extracurricular here after the play.
Sure enough, against the Rams. Big one, too. 15 yards. He'll take him backwards.
Good look at Landstown's defensive coordinator, and they've done a nice job slowing down this Robinson Ram offense, feasting on, I believe it's 4 turnovers to 3 interceptions, and of course we had the fumble on the screen pass.
So all the way back to the 25-yard line. 3rd and a boatload now for the Rams with 7:12 on the clock. While you're gone, Lucas Caparelli with a nice 6-yard gain picked up the 1st down on the 4th down play for the Rams. So this drive stays alive, and they're now in Eagle territory.
Seeing the character of the Robinson Rams, Matt Goff under center there.
Goff back to pass once again, flips it down the left. Again, a little too strong. He's been a little too strong to Caparelli through most of this game.
Yeah, you know, Matt's been a little bit off. Matt's got an extremely strong arm. You know, I watched him a little bit this Friday as they were doing their final preparations, throwing the ball into the wind. He's got a very, very strong arm, and certainly, you know, he'll be a weapon that the Rams will use next season.
Make it 2nd and 10 now for the Rams. 6:02 remaining in this one. It's pretty much all Landstown from here out. 40-13 our score. The Rams still plugging away. Caparelli around the right side, inside the 35 to the 33 for a first down for Robinson.
Antonio Gilchrist on the tackle by Caparelli. The interesting part is Landstown really hasn't substituted. There's same personnel in their own defense. Obviously, again, those seniors getting their last bit of playing time.
1st and 10 now from the Eagle 33-yard line. Goff with 2 receivers way up to his left-hand side, McDivitt and Altamare. McDivitt gets the ball. Got some blocks. Cuts it back up across the middle. Inside the 20 to about the 18 for another Robinson first down.
Yeah, nice run there on the jet sweep by Joe McDivitt. You'll get to see it here on replay.
Down inside the 20. Number 7, Enrique Cox.
Nice blocking out in front of Craig Schaefer. Cuts it back. Number 7, Enrique Cox from a safety position over to make the stop.
They mark it at the 19. 1st and 10 for the Rams from the Eagle 19. 5:08 to play in this game. Caparelli's turn to go around the right side. He gets it just inside the 10-yard line.
Nice block out there by the quarterback, Matt Goff, out in front. Here it is again. You'll see a double handoff. Ball go to Karsten. He'll hand it back to Caparelli. If you watch, number 4 out in front, putting the block on there. Yeah, pretty good job.
Gave him another 5 yards. With a 1st and goal now from the 9-yard line for the Rams.
That's a bonus anytime you get it out of your quarterback. Ball on the 9-yard line, 1st and goal.
Inside of 5 minutes left in this one. Goff on the keeper. Inside 5, touchdown, Robinson Rams.
Yeah, just the down option. Matt Goff keeping the football. Some nice blocking that we've grown accustomed to, and the Rams punch it in here with 4:38 to go. 40-19 ball game. Goff will kick the extra point.
Goff will look into the wind and the sun. Try to cut the Eagle lead in half.
See all those people in the back corner of the end zone. We do have the Division 5 championship, which will put North Stafford High School against Meadowbrook. We've got an injured Landstown player, Arnett, leaving the field. That's the reason for the delay. I'm sure Landstown will be getting their hands team ready as we'll expect an onside kick here.
High snap, they get it down. Goff with the kick, it's up, and it is good. So with 4:38 to play in this one, the Rams pull within 20, make it 40-20 Landstown Eagles.
There it is, nice blocking out there. I can't see.
What, do you need glasses or
I
something?
do need glasses.
I'm just chuckling because we're about the same age and I'm having the same set of problems.
Not long enough.
Let's go down to Win Ellington.
Well, Matt and Pete, you mentioned Arnett, one of the stars for Landstown. Well, Robinson also has their own double-name player in Omar, and he was just in the game. So I was looking for a little battle there between Robinson's Omar and Landstown's Arnett. Not sure if it actually happened, but they were both on the field at the same time. Back up to the booth.
Player's so great, they named him twice.
Yeah. Michael Attard is number 63 for the Rams. He had a great block on that touchdown by Matt Goff. And here we are set for the onside kick. Something you have to work on, something you hope you never have to use.
4:38 left in this game. Robinson still battling. Here we go. And straight into the hands of number 3 for the Eagles, and he pulls it in and drops down to his knees.
Interesting story I read about number 3, Brian Goings, this week. He team captain, who obviously was very disappointed last year, losing to Westfields in the final, and cried on the field. And at the beginning of the season, he found out he had a stress fracture in his foot, and again was missed the start of the season, and he was upset to hear that news. And the one thing he said in the article, he hoped he could shed some tears of joy one more time on the field this time.
It certainly looked like they'll be able to do that. A 20-point lead with 4:37 to play.
There he is, Mr. Superman at quarterback, number 11, Percy Harvin.
Harvin, in case you're just joining us, 3 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, trying to make it 5.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
All the way to about the, they're gonna mark him all the way back at the 7.
8-yard, 43-yard run there. Jack Curtis played it just like you would teach it. He ran the angle. You can see him right here, number 45. And you just realize how fast Percy Harvin is as he ran. And you know, these Robinson kids are excellent athletes in their own right.
Lee Karsten doing a great job to get him out of bounds.
If we took those shoulder pads off, I think we might see an S. I am thoroughly impressed. There's not much you can do about that. You can game plan all you want, but that's just a man among boys out there right now.
41 yards on the carry for Harvin, gets him down to
for a Superman among men. How about that?
Down to the 8-yard line. They go straight ahead on the ground. Keep the clock rolling along. 4:20 to play in the game.
Yep, Devion Simmons banging it up in there to about the 5-yard line. He's also had a big game from his linebacker spot and finding those tough yards in between the tackles. That was on the 6.
2nd and goal from the 6.
Looks like we're going to have a nice little afternoon as the skies have finally cleared here.
Yep.
For the second game. Meadowbrook versus North Stafford for the Division 5 state championship.
Inside of 4 minutes now, 3:45 to play in this game. 2nd and goal for the Eagles. Harvin straight ahead. Stop him at about the 2-yard line.
Again, putting the pedal to the metal. They don't back off. They're going to play it to the end. They still don't huddle. Actually, that's a semi-huddle.
Yeah, that sure is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just kind of hanging out.
Well, and when you say no huddle, it's almost a little deceptive because they spend enough time standing there waiting for that play to be brought in.
It's not your traditional huddle. It's a loose huddle, or just kind of be in position towards your position. That's the way we've done it.
Yeah, 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Landstown.
Yeah, quarterback sneak. Marcus Black getting into the scoring. .259 left in this state championship.
Out for another point after. George Bonsall.
Gets plenty of work, doesn't he?
He does today, that's for sure. And this one is up, and it is good.
Bangs it through.
Just inside. 3 minutes left in this one. 2:59, and it's a 47-20 lead for the Landstown Eagles.
You know, you got to give credit to Chris Beatty and his team over there at Landstown after a tough loss last year to Westfield in the state championship. Certainly Westfield's, the 03 version, was one of the finest teams ever in the state of Virginia, led by Eddie Royal and Sean Glennon, who've gone on to do quite well at Virginia Tech. This version of the Eagles, the 04 version, is quite impressive, and Chris Beatty's done a great job of preparing this team and figuring out ways to get the ball in the hands of Percy Harvin. Just an outstanding performance today.
It is pretty amazing how well they do at getting Harvin the ball, because you you read all the clippings about him and you go, boy, this kid's good. Maybe they don't play teams that are very good. Maybe it's not against tough competition. And then you think, well, you know, how many ways can you give him the ball? And it's just astounding.
Yeah, and he's the real deal. And that's not to take anything away from any of those other guys because they've got a nice group of players, but he certainly stands out on this field as, you know, the finest player I've seen in a long time. There's that pooch kick again.
Yep. This one pulled in and taken at about the 46-yard line by Robinson.
Yeah, again, that wave that hand and get that fair catch. They can't light you up on those pooch kicks.
Brendan McHale doing the receiving there for the Rams, and now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of Robinson. Two receivers way down the right side for Goff. This is Caparelli trying to go left. Nice gain of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, Lucas just on a little buck sweep over there to the left side, picking up about 6 yards. 7 yards. Still playing hard as we get down to the inside of 2 minutes and 40 seconds here in the final quarter of the 2004 season.
2nd and 3 now for the Rams. Into the sunshine they go. Goff looking right, throwing right, batted at the line of scrimmage, falls incomplete.
Looked like number 48, Scotty Browner, from his end position, knocked the ball down. There he is, number 11. Certainly our Chevrolet player of the game. What a performance. Adrian Peterson might ought to go pro because I think once Percy gets into college football, he's going to be a Heisman candidate.
Yeah. Make it 3rd and 3 now for the Rams. 2:18 on the clock. Goff looking right, looking right.
Caparelli backside.
Nothing there. He's got to keep it. Yeah, I think he's got enough for the 1st down, short of the 40-yard line.
Nice scramble there by Goff. He was trying to hit Caparelli on a backside post. It wasn't there. Again, you know, Landstown has done a nice job defensively, staying in position.
So another 1st down at the Eagle 42-yard line. Inside of 2 minutes left in this one. 2 minutes until we crown the 2004 state champ. Goff now with the divot way up to the high side. Caparelli
on a jet sweep.
Inside the 30 for another Ram 1st down.
Tackled there by Anthony Taylor, a backup sophomore linebacker for Landstown. Mr. Simmons getting a well-deserved rest.
Got it down to the 29-yard line for the 1st down. Clock rolling along. 1:30 to play in this one. A 47-20 lead for Landstown Eagles. Altamar down to the right side for Goff. Double handoff.
There's Mr. Goings again, wrapping up Justin Brantley on the counter. Might have pulled a nail. He'll be all right.
And 1 minute to play in this one.
There's the Gatorade shower on the far side of the field. Be able to see that at the top of the scene. A lot of you from Northern Virginia know Chris Beatty, a Chantilly graduate.
Goff under some pressure, gets it away down the left side. He's got a receiver. McDivitt couldn't hold on to it.
We've seen Joe come up with a couple outstanding catches through this playoff run. That was a tough one again, over top of his head. Good job of scrambling by Matt Goff.
Over the top of his head and into the sunshine. 36 seconds on the clock.
Happy group of Eagles on that far sideline.
Now they're taking turns giving the Gatorade splashes to everybody.
They got him good this time.
As the defense a little distracted here, wishing they were over there.
You know, and I'm sure that you know, this has been tough for Robinson and Coach Bendorf. You know, they've been on both sides of this, and it's never fun.
Almost picked off, falls
yeah,
incomplete.
I guess who?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's, and there's Coach Beatty getting a hug from big number 71. And Percy Harvin almost picked off his 4th pass of the game. Again, you know, it's tough, and certainly all that hard work that's gone into, and you feel for your players, especially your senior players who've gone this far, and certainly are going to come up on the short end of this one. It's never fun to watch the other team celebrate. I can tell you from personal experience.
4th down and 12 to go for the Rams. 30 seconds to play in this game. This is Caparelli. Just inside the 20-yard line. It'll be, well, it's going to be close to the 1st down.
Yep. Caparelli's had a busy day. Nice show of sportsmanship there by Ryan Goins as he helps him up.
Nice spot at the 19. That might be enough.
Down.
Yeah, sure enough. Ram 1st down. 20 seconds remaining in this one.
You know, it'll be interesting next year. We're going to see some outstanding players. Caparelli and Harbin certainly back for their senior year. Matt Goff and many outstanding junior players that we talked about in the northern region. Evan Royster. Should be an exciting 05 season as you see some of the Ram coaches console some of their seniors down there on the field. Mike Hertz with Matt Michael.
On 1st down, Goff back to pass. Gets it inside the 10 to the 5 as time expires. And the Landstown Eagles are the 2004 Division VI state champions.
You know, they stood on the other side last year and watched this as Coach Bendorf walks over to congratulate one of his former players there, Coach Beatty. I'm sure that they'll have a few things to share with each other.
Don't go away. We believe Win Ellington might be able to carouse a couple post-game interviews for us, so stay tuned for that. 2 great seasons come to the close here at the state championship game. Unfortunately,
Franklin Herrera, the disappointment of getting to the state championship but not winning it. There's not really a whole lot you can do to make them feel better. It is very, very tough. But hats off to the Landstown Eagles. They really had an outstanding season, 14-0, scoring 47 points on Robinson. Not something certainly many of us would have thought possible.
So good ball game for these Landstown Eagles. They come out on top 47-20, and pretty much Pete Bendorf from the beginning, not really overmatched Robinson squad, but in the long haul, just a little too much.
Certainly the athleticism of Percy Harvin and a couple of his mates were certainly the difference in this game. It was 20-13 at the, I believe, about 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, and there was a 4th and 2 when we went into the weather delay. And from that point on, it was all Landstown Eagles down the stretch here.
And what can you say about Percy Harvin of Landstown with 4 touchdowns, I believe, and 3 interceptions?
Stay tuned. I hate to see what the 05 version will be.
All right, we'll begin to wrap things up here on the Fairfax Sports Network. Win Ellington not going to be able to grab any post-game interviews for us, so we'll begin our process of putting this one in the can as you see the Robinson Rams gather around for a few final thoughts. Don't forget, on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, the Bendorf Bench featuring my partner today, Pete Bendorf, and Mark Bendorf. One more show to go, I believe. We'll get good insight from Coach Mark Bendorf on how this one went down. Don't forget the Fairfax Sports Report, Thursdays at 8, Fridays at 12:30 on Cox Cable Channel 10. All the local guys put their heads together. Also coming up on the Fairfax Sports Network will be the high school game of the week. We go to the basketball season, so tune into the website and you'll find out our schedule there, and you can tune in the same time you did for the football games, Saturdays at 6, actually every night at 6, but the new game will start on Saturdays. We'd like to thank everybody that makes the Fairfax Sports Network possible, beginning with CCI Screen Printing, the complete apparel design company. If you can wear it, they can put something on it for you. And Ford Quality Care Service Center. If you can drive it, they can take care of it. And of course, we'd like to thank all of our cooperation from the Virginia High School League that made our broadcast today possible. And you can check out the VHSL at thevhsl.org. And of course, as I mentioned, check out the Fairfax Sports Network. There's the website. Basketball season coming up. You can check out our full schedule of our internet games, TV games, radio games. You'll find it all right there at fairfaxsportsnetwork.com. Well, the 2004 football season comes to a close. A sad one for the Robinson Rams as they fall in defeat to the Landstown Eagles 47-20. But another great season by Robinson. They came into this one undefeated, but they just fell one short. Thanks for joining us here today on Cox 35 and the Fairfax Sports Network. Matt Fedders along with Pete Bendorf and Wynn Ellington. Stay tuned to the Fairfax Sports Network for basketball season, where we'll be coming back in a couple weeks with a full slate of games. Until then, thanks for joining us.